Hey, what's up everybody? Frank Valkyria. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going through whatever it's new about this case, since there is a few days of pause before we start again. And actually I already went through a lot of it and I just want to share with you. There's actually some stuff that could be quite revealing. And in any case, if it's anything to go by, it's just more of what we already know. Actually, I mean, so far I think a lot of people have made their mind of what we are seeing here, but it's really amazing that the internet is really rejoicing and just pointing out certain things. So the first video I want to show you, it's actually quite interesting, is this TikToker that is talking about having found something in a picture that we have all seen. And I have the picture right here as well. So let's go together, you'll see what I mean. Sorry guys.
Normal photo, right? No, it's not. It's Johnny passed out with ice cream on his lap.
Yeah.
And over here in the corner, there seems to be something. Can't see it? I'll show you.
Yeah.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
That? Right there? Do you know what that is? That is a bruise kit.
Wow.
A literal bruise kit. A
Boom.
Ben Nye theatrical bruise kit. This is the color wheel so that you can see
Oh my god.
what that particular palette is for him. And you know that it's the bruise kit because it has yellow in it, and the orange, and the purple, and the dark red.
Mama.
There's the photo once again, just so you can reference it one more time.
Oh my god.
This is crazy. I'm sorry, you can hear my fan in my hotel room right now.
In LA when I leave the house, paparazzi type of photograph. So I always
bring a kit with me, but I want to show you also the picture. I have the pic. So guys, I got the picture here. I just wanted to magnify this picture that we have all seen, and she seemed to have quite a good point, man. I mean, it seems a little thin around the thing, but what are the chances that there are those colors there which they totally match the wheel of color on the bruise kit? So literally she has this thing with her. I would love to have a little bit more forensic on this, but I mean, it's really uncanny. What else could it be, honestly? I'm trying to, the only thing, it seems a little thin. Maybe it's the picture, but maybe it's a smaller kit. You don't need like a lot of thickness or whatever. And it makes a ton of sense, man. And if you also hear her like just slipping with the thing, it makes you realize,
somewhat aware of that anyway. And no woman wants to walk around with a bruise on her face.
Unless you're you.
So if I do have a bruise on my face or someplace visible, the main thing, you have to ice right away to reduce swelling, because no amount of makeup can fix swelling.
No,
but it's very manageable if you ice it really soon. Arnica is also a great remedy, Arnica cream. And then if you want to cover up a bruise, you obviously put foundation first, concealer, and then on top of that, I use a bruise kit. Not a bruise kit, it's a theater makeup kit.
oh my good mother of God.
This lying piece of literal human trash is sitting there on the stand saying that she covered her own face with a bruise kit.
I mean, lady, I am with you. I am absolutely with you. I mean, I couldn't have said it better, honestly. And also, this is hitting 4.3 million to try to get this woman off the movie. That's actually quite crazy, man, that there's so many people engaged in doing so. I mean, there are more serious issues which are not, they don't have this kind of exposure. And this is another one that I found that is absolutely important. Again, let's listen to this with a grain of salt, but I find it really telling that people feel so outraged about this that they're coming out. And there are new stories coming out all the time. And honestly, I think people are doing so because they just feel that kind of frustration of being so obvious that whoever has been involved with this person is like, I gotta tell this. And here we have this lady, Pat Brown, criminal profiler discusses meeting Amber Heard back in, I don't know, 10 years ago or so. Listen to her.
I'm just going to say this, and some of you know this already, and some of you have never heard this, but this is my whole thing about the case. I spent 30 to 60 minutes in a green room with Amber Heard in New York City before a television show, way before she met Johnny Depp, or just before she met Johnny Depp. She was there with her manager, or whoever the heck she had in there with her. And I spent 30 to 60 miserable minutes listening to that woman. And I said to myself, this woman is a narcissist, and she is a social climber, and she is a manipulator, and whoever she sinks her little claws into, God help him. And that would be you, Johnny Depp.
Wow, she's an author.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
She's an author of, sorry guys, I just want to read this actually. She's an author of My Life Hunting Serial Killers and Psychopaths. Wow, Pat Brown, I would love to hear something from this woman. I wish she goes on to some other YouTubers. If you want to contact me, we can talk. Let's do a live together. I want to talk about this. She seems also to have expertise. I would love that. Guys, this has to go around. You know, that this is a person with her name. She put her name on the line. So, you know, I don't think anybody would just come forward and lie, honestly, in that way. So that's pretty impressive. We have seen these pictures of this thing, and a lot of people already have pointed that out. And it's pretty true. This phone is old. It's from 2010 or 2010, right? And she was at this color from 2009 to 2011. Honestly, even without seeing the dates, you can see her face. She looks way younger than she's ever been in this picture. I could have told you just by looking at her face that she's younger, and this has nothing to do with JD. This happened way before, just another manipulation. I also want to show you these pictures that this user here on Twitter posted, and I didn't know that actually there were several pictures of this. But it just pointed out, and you can pause this if you want to go through it, but it just pointed out the incongruencies of those different pictures that they're shown, and also how things move about, which I honestly didn't pay attention to it, like the kid in the other picture with the ice cream. I mean, a lot of times there's so much stuff under our eyes that we're busy with other noise around the story, and if we look more carefully, there is actually more truth to be discovered. And it seems the case here, where the guy is showing those different pictures, where is basically showing that the line of this, you know, the powder, it's thinner or thicker. There is stuffing moving, the cigarettes disappearing, fold in the cigarette thing that it's different. So all those details, which they're quite interesting to look into. And of course, you can pause this if you want to read what the hell is going on here. I just wanted to show it to you because I thought, wow, this is really interesting, you know. This is really nice little details that people are paying attention to, that they are giving even further a better picture of the whole circumstance, you know. And I find it strange because also I noticed this seems like a jacket that probably could be a jacket of JD, right? And so the cigarettes are on this side, and it seems like he was on that side. Yet for whatever reason, the action, it's happening on this side, on her side. So maybe somebody has already said that, but this obvious detail to me, it seems also perhaps that this had nothing to do with JD. She's as involved as him, at least if that's the case that he was doing stuff here. You know what I mean? So another detail to go by. I found the author thing absolutely fantastic. There's of course the rumor that her lawyer sort of was frustrated with her. We all saw it, that at a certain point the lawyer, like literally asking question, she took a huge sigh and waited, and then she said, "I'm doing my best," or "I'm trying my best." I'm paraphrasing, and I was like, whoa, wow. I mean, this woman, something happened. And I know that there are rumors that somebody heard them somewhere in the outside saying, you know, she was pissed off with the lawyer, and the lawyer said, you know, if you don't like the way I'm doing my job, basically, represent yourself. And I wonder if that was the moment before. I can definitely tell you that that reaction she had, like, I'm doing my best, like almost ready to give up, something has happened. Maybe not that, but maybe the realization of, like, wow, this is going too far, you know, like I just like I got into this, I can't wait to get out of this client, you know, this whole circumstance. So this is Jerry, Judge the security of JD. This is Camille with some alpaca. Now alpaca are trending. This picture is just hilarious. We gotta share it. Amber on the stand as a nun. Amber in the audio that me and you heard in the full, and we know what's up. That's actually quite accurate, I have to say. This is again the Brewski thing. Like Amber Heard here not being a small woman. That's also true. That's a nice detail, you know, like everybody's depicting this woman as if she's so petite and tiny, but matter of fact, she's almost as big as the men that she's interacted with, which it's kind of interesting to be fair. So she could probably like hold her ground, you know, if she was to kind of snap at you. So definitely, and this one is the one that I wanted to show you, that I probably put also in the thumbnail. This is probably from the trip in the train, where we also seen that the security guard mentioned in the testimony that either Johnny Depp walked into a door or a door walked into him. I think a user that took this picture on Instagram or Twitter reposted this or changed the hashtag, whatever, and this is a magnified part of the picture. It's a little bit like, you know, there's a little bit of, I think, AI correction or whatever. But what you can notice, it's this guy has a bruise under the eye. It's healing, and it's still black on this side, and it's swollen. And also here on the side of the temple, it's swollen. I mean, this is already more evidence than the pictures that she has given as evidence of her DV. I mean, honest to the universe. I mean, look at this guy. There's literally swelling right there. And this is the picture together. You see? Like literal swelling under the eye. And this is the user that posted this thing. And even from this far, even without contrast and fixing a little bit the picture for the sake of highlighting, even from this far, you can see that that guy had like a bruise under the eye. He has a swollen eye. Either that mosquito was a killer mosquito, or somebody just hit him in the face. So, and this is what happened. The funny thing is that probably this is already days old, that wound. You know what I mean? And it's still swollen. This is the first thing that I kind of blew my mind when I looked into this freaking trial. That basically, like, if you get punched in the face, there is no way you're gonna heal in less than 24 hours. I one time crashed into a car with my leg on my motorcycle when I was a teenager, and luckily I didn't break anything, but it was a good strong impact. And I remember my entire lower leg became yellow and swollen of fluid. It was scary. I thought, like, what the hell is happening to my leg, to the point where literally my hair fell off. I know it's gross, I apologize, it's graphic, but I just want to tell you the hit was strong. Nothing was broken. My leg became like this and yellow, and it took literally more than a month for this leg to become again like the other leg. Even with nothing broken, I didn't even have a cut, just the hit. So just to have a little bit of context, and this person just gets like, like punched in the face, and nothing. So there is breaking news here. Jennifer Orwell, this I saw this morning, the letter that we have published on the channel that we went through. She was the ex-boss of Whitney, the sister of AH, and it's a good account of what happened, because obviously she knows inside information, because Whitney lived with her literally in her house. And I'm pretty sure she has a very clear idea of what's up. And she wrote this beautiful letter telling the truth from their side. I posted it and read it in another video. Now the internet is doing the round on this as well. And apparently Court TV has just reported that a former friend of Amber, she's going to testify for Johnny Depp. So next week is going to be absolute fire. I honestly can't wait to see this, because if you have read the letter, it just basically proves everything. You know, the opposite of what you heard, like all those leeches on the stand or like from video calls, whatever, telling about this case. So this is again the lady there. And this is another video I saw yesterday. Apparently Jennifer Orwell has been threatened. Yeah, this is kind of scary, honestly. It's a little bit scary if this is the truth, that she's been threatened since she came forward with this letter. I hope she's safe, I hope she's fine, and I hope that she's still like there coming next week to tell her side of the story. That's gonna be really, really interesting. We got the look, we know the look. I think mostly I covered all the new stuff that really is worth talking about so far, because there is some stuff about the normal media which is so biased towards her, and it's literally distorting the perception of what we are listening to, which honestly it's sickening. I've seen other articles as well being absolutely biased towards literally not taking into account everything that we have seen. And it's quite disturbing actually, because from this you can really tell that the truth, it's never in the mind, or most of the time it's never in the mind of the legacy media, which actually saddens me to say that. Now I don't want to make everybody's like that, but at least some of those magazines seems to go in that direction, and I think it's quite bad, honestly. So we heard those audio from Incredibly Average. Go there if you haven't watched it yet. It's quite a beautiful bunch of videos that actually got me into this trial, honestly, because it's really mind-blowing how he managed to put all the data together. And this, I've already shown this picture, is so funny that literally you cannot cover anything with makeup. You have makeup on. Literally this woman, she's more swollen here than when she got a headbutt. You know what I'm talking about? This lady, she's more swollen here everywhere than in the video that we saw on the James Corden, or the video, and I mean the pictures that she presented as evidence. It's actually quite crazy. So again, more media just pretending that nothing is happening. And yeah, this we already seen here. Law and Lumber, great guy. I also saw a video actually that he was in the jury, and he has an account on like what was happening, you know. In the jury, actually said that the jury was also quite young, the majority like in between 20s and 30s. I think that's valuable information. I think go on his channel, Law and Lumber, and you can see also how he debunked the whole story of the bed. And I think that's a great video. Like I said, the internet is rejoicing, everybody with their angle, perspective, information, people which have dealt with this person, and I think it's incredibly valuable. I don't know if Dr. Curry is coming back. I know that JD has more hours to go next week, so probably going to see more people on the JD camp coming forward on the stand, which is great actually towards the end of the trial. Even though I'm not an expert, but I think it's a good thing. We have less BS and more truth. This picture we just saw, and again, I think this is honestly, I think this picture right here and the letter are great evidence. Really are, because we have it in the train, and she said that picture was photoshopped, right? And now we have another take of that picture of that trip, right? Maybe a few days later or whatever. It would be interesting to know when this happened. Here it's a Raffles hotel, so maybe it could be traced from when they were in the train to when they were, like, you know, in the hotel here, and to see the time span. But this is another proof. One, you can like guess, like, yeah, whatever, you know, it's Photoshop. But two, that's already like, what? Huh? Raising questions there. Like, you're like, that cannot be a coincidence, right? So,
all right, your next witness.
that's. I also wanted to show you this. I think this is the final thing I want to show you, which is a misconception so far. And apparently, the trial, the judge at Jakarta brought her own motion, and after hearing both sides order the cameras to alleviate public attendance burden on the courthouse, and she basically asked to have a camera in the court for this purpose that I just mentioned. So this is another misconception, which I think it's very important also to point out. And to my understanding, JD then agreed. They said, okay, I'm fine with that, to have the camera in the thing. But the other camp, her camp, was not fine with it. So also just keep that in mind, right? That's all you need to know for today. And there is a whole bunch of great videos. Like I said, there is a lot of great guys, YouTubers. There is like Popcorn Planet. There is like Umbrella Guy. There is Incredibly Average. There is all those great YouTubers. There is the I forgot her name, Emily Barker, I think. Like, I think she's a lawyer, and she's doing so much, like she's giving so much information about that. So it's gonna be interesting next week to see what it's happening. And this is, like I said, this is just a juror list, and to my understanding, this is just doesn't say nothing about what they feel or what they are. It's just to have an idea, because you cannot you cannot try to describe, this is, I guess, just some internal paper to know that there's a male, female, Caucasian, Asian, African American, Indian female, and the age, and that's it. So Lauren Lambert was in there, and it was really also interesting to hear what he had to say about observing how they reacted to the lawyers and so on and so forth. So I know this picture talks about probably mocking JD, but I don't know 100% if it's true or not. But anyway, guys, final news. Yesterday, I apologize. There was this TikToker that somehow said that, had a producer of Aquaman 2. They had the idea of firing this woman. They were replacing her. So I'm just presenting what I see, and I don't know how accurate it was, honestly. But we're trying to cover every day something. There is also this other thing. I don't know if it's really true 100%. It seemed that the director Aquaman 2 at a certain point actually unfollowed the AH on Instagram. That's, oh my God, that's kind of telling. Here we go. That's the lady, Emily D. Baker. Great streams, great covering of the trial, especially live. So there is a lot of stuff out there. There's really a lot of stuff that it's people covering this. I look forward to Monday, honestly, and maybe later I do a live with you guys if there is new information, or just to share more thoughts with you. So go check the other videos. Talk to you later. Take care of yourself.